Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Next and Living with Srinivas. If you are watching this, you have either just arrived in Germany or you are about to. You probably have a lots of questions. I understand. My name is Srinivas and I moved to Germany from India a few years ago. I remember my first month here. I was so excited, but I was very worried about all the German paperwork. I made a lot of mistakes and wasted a lot of time trying to figure out what to do first. That's why I made this video. This is your step-by-step plan. We are going to go through the exact things you need to do in your first 30 days. Think of me as your guide who has already been through this and can show you the easy way. We will cover everything from getting a SIM card to dealing with the foreign office, the Ausland Behold. By the end of this video, you will have a clear checklist to handle all the paperwork and get a great start. So get comfortable. Take a deep breath and let's begin. Before you do any official task, you need a phone that works. Seriously, using your Indian SIM here will get very expensive. More importantly, you need a German phone number for almost everything. Banks and government offices will ask for a local number to send you a security codes. So what can you do? You have two main choices, a prepaid SIM card or a contract. For anyone new to Germany, I always suggest starting with a prepaid SIM. Why? Because to get a contract, you usually need a German bank account and a good credit score, which you don't have yet. Also, contracts often lock you in for 2 years, and that's a big decision to make when you have just arrived. A prepaid SIM is your best friend. It is flexible with no long-term commitment. You can buy one at most supermarkets like Aldi Talk or Lidl Connect. You can go into any Aldi or Lidl, buy a starter pack for about 10 euros, and it usually comes with 10 euros of credit. Other big companies are Telecom, Vodafone and O2. Telecom has the best service but costs more. Vodafone is a good middle choice and O2 is often the cheapest, especially in big cities. One important thing to know, because of a German law, you must prove who you are to activate a SIM card. This means you will need your passport. You usually do this with a quick video call online where you show your passport, or you can do it at a post office. It seems formal, but it's just normal security step. Your temporary address is fine for this. So your first step in Germany is to go to supermarket, buy a prepaid SIM and activate it. Now you are ready for the next step. Alright, is your phone working? Great. Now it's time for the most important step, the Anmeldung. This is where you officially register your address at the local citizen office called the Bürgeramt or Einwohnermeldeamt. This is not optional. By law, you must register within 14 days of moving into your permanent home. In big cities, there might be some waiting room on the deadline because it's hard to get an appointment, but don't wait too long. Why is this so important? The confirmation paper you get, the Anmeldung Bestätigung, is your ticket to German life. Without it, you can't do anything official. You can't open a real German bank account. You cannot apply for your residence permit. And if you are working, you won't get your tax ID, which means you might have to pay the highest tax rate until you fix it. It is the most important paper you will get in your first month. So what do you need? Two things are very important. First, your passport with your visa. That's easy. Second, and this is where it gets tricky, is the Wohnungsgeberbestätigung. This is a form signed by your landlord that proves you live at the address. Just showing your rental contract will not work. You must have the specific form. Your landlord has to give it to you by law. When you look for an apartment, you should always ask, will you give me a signed Wohnungsgeberbestätigung? They say no or seem unsure, that's a big problem and you should look for another place. You also need the registration form, the Anmelde Formular. You can usually download this from your city website. Fill it out before your appointment. A quick tip. Be careful with the part that asks about your religion. If you write down a religion like Catholic or Protestant, you will have to pay a church tax from your salary. If you don't want to, it's normal to write ohne, that means without, or keine, means none. Once you have your documents, you need an appointment. In cities like Berlin or Munich, this is hard. Here is the trick. Wake up early, around 7 a.m. German time, and keep refreshing the appointment website. This is when a new appointments from cancellation often appear. Keep trying. While some cities are starting to let you register online, this is usually only for US citizens. So for most of us from India, we'll still need to go in person. At the appointment, you give them your papers. They will type something and you will leave with a stamped paper. Your Anmeldung bestätigung. Keep this paper very safe. Take a picture of it. Make copies and put the original somewhere secure. You have just completed a very important step. Now that you have your Anmeldung bestätigung, you can finally open a proper German bank account called a Gigokonto. You need this for everything: to get your salary, pay your rent, and set up regular payments. To open an account, you usually need your passport, your Anmeldung bestätigung, your German tax ID, sometimes but not always, your visa for residence permit, your work contract. If you are a student, your university enrollment letter. There are two main kinds of banks. First, there are traditional banks like Sparkasse, Deutsche Bank, and Commerzbank. The good thing about them is they have real branches. You can visit to talk to a person. The bad thing are they often change monthly fees and their website might only be in German. Second, there are modern online banks like N26, Wise, or C24. The best thing about them is their apps and customer service are usually in English, which is a big help. Setting up an account is fast and done on your phone, and many are free. The main downside is they have no physical branches. So putting cash into your account means going to a partner store. My advice for most Indians: start with an online bank like N26. It's much easier to set up in English when you have so many other things to do. You can also open an account at a traditional bank later if you need one. Be ready for German process. Your bank card, PIN number, and online login codes will all come in different letters on different days. They do this for security, so just be patient and check your mail. In Germany, every person must have health insurance. There are no exemptions. For your visa, you probably already choose a health insurance company in India, but that was just step one. Now that you are in Germany, you need to activate it. Germany has two types of health insurances: public, gesetzliche Krankenversicherung, or privat Krankenversicherung. Most of us, especially students under 30 and employees who earn below certain amount, will have a public insurance. The big companies are TK, AOK, and Burmer. So how do you activate it? Once you have your German address from the Anmeldung and your bank account number, you need to contact your insurance company. You can usually do this on their website. You will give them your address, your bank account number for monthly payments, and your university enrollment letter if you are a student. Note, this is the official proof you get after you arrive in Germany, not your first admission letter. After you send them this information, they will process your activation. A few weeks later, your official health insurance card, the Gesundheitskarte, will arrive in the mail. It has your photo and a chip. When you go to a doctor, you just show this card and you don't have to pay. Don't wait to do this. You are not fully insured until your plan is active. This is the last big official step you need to take. The visa in your passport lets you enter Germany, but it's temporary, usually for 3 to 6 months. To stay longer, you have to change it into a residence permit. You must apply for this at the local foreign office, the Auslandbehörde, before your entry visa expires. Auslandbehörde can be the most stressful appointment, and it takes even longer to get an appointment than at the Bürgeramt. As soon as you have your Anmeldung, start checking their website for an open time slot. You will need a lots of documents, so be very careful and organized. The list can be a little different in each city, but you will probably need passport with entry visa, a filled out publication form, a recent biometric passport photo, your Anmeldung bestätigung, city registration, proof that you have enough money, your blacked account for students, proof for health insurance, for students, your university enrollment certificate, for employees, your work contract, and last 3 months pay slips, your rental contract, and you also need to pay €100 fee. You will go to the appointment, give them your organized folder of documents. They will take your fingerprints and they might ask you a few questions. If everything is okay, they will approve it. The permit is plastic card that will be mailed to you or will be ready to pick up in a few weeks. This card is your official proof that you can live, study, or work in Germany. After all that work, I have great news. The last important paper you need is also the easiest one to get. This is your tax identification number, Steuer ID. It's a special 11-digit number you will have for life. Your employer needs it to calculate your taxes. So what do you have to do? The answer is nothing. That's right. You do your Anmeldung. The city office automatically tells the federal tax office. In about 2 to 4 weeks, a letter with your tax ID will show up in your mail. This is why it's important to do your Anmeldung and have your name clearly on your mailbox. All these important documents are sent by mail. When the letter arrives, give the number to your HR department right away. If you don't get it in a month, you can ask at the local tax office, Finanzamt. But most people just get it in the mail automatically. So that's it. The 6-step checklist to get through your first month of German paperwork. Let's review. Get a SIM card, do the Anmeldung, open a bank account, activate health insurance, apply for your residence permit, and then just wait for your tax ID. It seems like a lot, and it is, but if you follow these steps in this order, you will handle it like a pro. If the checklist helped you or made you feel less stressed, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. I will make more videos about life in Germany, from finding a job to understanding the culture. I know all of this can feel like too much. You might get frustrated and confused and wonder why everything needs a different form and appointment. But I promise you, you can do it. Think of it as the first step to starting your life in Germany. Many people have done it before you, and you can too. Take it one step at a time. Keep your papers organized and don't be afraid to ask for help. Let's build community here. Let me know in the comments which step worries you most, or if you're already in Germany, share one tip that helped you in your first month. Your advice could be exactly what someone else needs to read. Thanks for watching. Take care and welcome to Germany.